So welcome everyone to our, what's today's date? March 17th Coach Basics Zoom call. We went through what we were going over this week in our posts, and we're just going to touch on all the topics that we went over this week, and you guys can ask us any questions. We also looked at the thread in the Facebook group to see what other questions you guys had. One of the things that we posted about this week was personal development. So I think at this point, you probably all know that we're supposed to be doing personal development every day. You should always have a book that you're reading. One that we would like to recommend everyone to read for this group is Go Pro by Eric Worre. It's about network marketing. It's a really great book. I actually just started it myself and I'm enjoying it. If you don't have time to read, something that I've been doing lately, I was doing it today, is I get the books on Audible, which is an app that you can get on your phone. And I listen to it while I'm doing like mindless things, like if I'm driving somewhere, or today I was folding laundry. So I put Audible on and I could just listen the whole time. So that way at least I'm getting stuff done, but I'm also working on personal development to better myself. You could also, of course, some people prefer the books, which that's great too. But if you are looking for a personal development to read right now, we do recommend Go Pro. So if you want to get that either on Audible or Kindle or the actual book, it's a good one. Lots of good information in there. Let's see, what else do we want to go over? I think, I forget who it was, but somebody in the thread asked specifically, what happens when you're inviting people faster than your network is growing? And a couple of suggestions that we have for that is you could always ask for referrals. I know sometimes at the end of my challenge groups, I'll say, if you have any friends who are interested, who you think would benefit from this or might be interested, please give them my name, or, if it's okay, I'll email them. Another good thing to do on Facebook is to join local groups on Facebook. Like if there's a mom's group for the town that you're in, or a fitness group, and then you just become active in those groups and you can meet people that way. I wouldn't join a group and just start posting about Shakeology or joining your challenge groups, but I would get to know the people and genuinely take an interest in them and see where you could help them, if you could help them, and that's a good way to meet more people. You could also do free challenge groups, post them publicly on your Facebook page and tag people in them. Ask your friends who are interested, ask them to share it on their page, and maybe some of their friends would be interested in joining it. And then once they're in your group, you can send them friend requests and add them to your audience that you have on your own page. Also, you should always be sending out more friend requests. I try to send out 5 a day. And I think that's all the suggestions I have for expanding your network of people that you have in Facebook. It's just always be sharing and always be talking about the benefits and your personal experience with it, because once you're passionate about it, usually, other people see that. Let's see. What else did we talk about this week? Oh, challenge packs. The benefit of challenge packs. I think most of you probably know, but I'll say it anyway, just in case anyone doesn't. When you sell Shakeology Home Direct, you get 1 SC point for that. When you sell a challenge pack, you get 2 SC points for that. So, of course, selling a challenge pack, you get the 2 points. That's better for you. But a challenge pack is also better for your customers, because if they're interested in Shakeology and it's $130, whatever's on promotion that month, they're going to get an exercise program for $10 or the 3-day refresh. So for me, I mean, it just seems like a no-brainer. Like, why not get a whole exercise program for $10 additional? And the other way around, if somebody is interested in an exercise program, then they can get the Shakeology for a huge discount. They can get it for what, $70? So if they were thinking about trying Shakeology, then this is a great time to do it when you can get it at such a discount. So it's always good to mention that to people. If they're interested in one and not the other, you can explain the benefits. Plus, these programs are designed to work with all three parts, with the exercise program, with the meal plan, and with Shakeology. And I think we all know that they work best that way, and they'll work better for your customers that way too. Do we have any questions? I just ran through everything as fast as I could so we don't go over on time, but do we have any questions on any of those topics?
I have one.
Yes.
When you are friend requesting people on Facebook, do you go after certain types of people to friend? What is your basis for friending those people?
Okay. I will usually click on one of my current Facebook friends, and I'll go through their list of friends, and I'll see how many, like, do I have common friends with. If there's somebody on their list of friends that I have, like, at least like 3, 4 more, like if it's like 11 friends in common with, then I'll send them a friend request. I usually just send them to women. I don't know why. I just feel like I never really even have men commenting on my fitness posts. So I just feel like, oh, I can relate more to a woman. I'm going to have more in common with a woman. If my husband ever gets involved in the business, he could deal with the men. But, and I also, you know, I try, sometimes I'll look at their page and I'll be like, oh my gosh, they have kids the same age as mine. Like, we have something in common. If someone has similar interests as me, like, I'll look at their page and I'll be like, oh, you know, we have that in common. It's a good way to, when they do accept your friend request, it's a good way to start a conversation. Or like, if you can comment on their posts, like, oh, you do that, I do that too, that's great. You know, because usually I'll start commenting on a couple of posts before I send a message. I know Shane sends a message right away, but I usually tend to break the ice a little more, get to know them a little better before I send them a message. Anything else? All right, Tim, I think I saved you about 15 minutes.
Okay. Did somebody had a question?
Someone has one?
Nadine, are you stalking my friends?
No, who am I stalking?
I want to know if you're plowing through my friends.
Oh, your friend list. No. I already know your friends.
That's one thing, guys, you want to do is you want to make sure that when you are friend requesting people, and when you see, you click on their mutual, the friend you have mutual, that it's not coaches. Yeah. So this way you don't want to friend request somebody that has like a whole bunch of, you may not know them, but you know, you want to make sure that they're not coaches, that they're mutual friends. So like if I click on, you know, a coach, and I'm like, I could tell it's a coach. So then you're not going to obviously, you know, click on any of those people. Because
I accidentally sent a friend request to a coach that went to my high school. I didn't realize she was a coach. And as soon as she like accepted the friend request and I saw her like list of posts, I'm like, okay, hi.
And also the other way around as well, where you, if they're not a coach and they have a ton of friends that are coaches, same thing. You don't want to, you know, because you don't want to step on any toes, because obviously those coaches are talking to that particular person. So you just want to be mindful of that. So I am going to talk about handling objections, which is huge, right? Everybody have that problem so far? Any objections coming through? Especially on Shakeology. So there is a video, you guys might, by, help me out, Nadine. What's her name? What is her name? I should have been prepared with this. Shay Stanford. And you could YouTube it. It's amazing. And she'll talk to you about the value. You have to remember, when people talk about, you know, Shakeology is expensive. Not really. I mean, if you think about it, think about going for a meal for fast food, right? McDonald's. You can't even get a Happy Meal I think it's $6 for a Happy Meal, which is complete junk. So if you break it down that way, what is it, even if they're not a discount buyer, I think it comes out to like $4 something. And it's a meal. It's a healthy meal. They're not going to be able to eat anywhere even close to that. So anybody that's looking for the healthy value of the shake, right there, you break that down, it's kind of like, it is a no-brainer. You can never eat that cheap. And also, you could break it down for them as to go through. Some people, you have to break it down so much to where they could eliminate things in their day where they may go and buy a pack of gum and a water. Well, bring water from home, buy a bottle and, filter your own water. I don't know. There's so many ways you could justify it for people. Really it comes down to if you really truly believe in the product, the value is so much greater than $4 to me. I mean, what it's done for me, and I'm sure everybody has their own story, and you share that with them. Tell them what it's done for you, whether, it's helped you with your mind's helped me with my digestion. I didn't really have a weight loss thing. That mine wasn't. I didn't do it for weight loss. It helped my stomach tremendously. Share your story with them, what it did for you. But that is I know, guys, it's a huge objection, but you just gotta, some people you'll never get through to, but they really don't care about their health like we do. So you'll never get through to them, but these are ways you could try. Break it down for them, $3, $4 a day. If they're a discount buyer, it's $3 something a day. If they're not, it's $4 something. Those are just ways you could make it simple for them. They think of it that way. It's like, go to McDonald's. And I never take my son to McDonald's, and I took him last week and it killed me. But I looked at the receipt and I was almost going to post it, but I just never did. Those are great posts too, by the way. If you do go to like Starbucks and you put up your receipt from Starbucks and then your, what Shakeology costs. So anyway, so I was looking at the receipt and I'm like, $6 something for Happy Meal? It's not even, it's a kid's meal. So, I mean, and that's junk. It's garbage. So I'm embarrassed to even say that I fed my child that, but I did. So has anybody having any objections with the Shakeology, with the price of Shakeology, or if you come across any of that? Yes? Does that help you? I mean, you guys could unmute. We have a small group. It's totally fine to unmute. Did that help you? Do you want any more? Could I elaborate a little bit more?
All I've gotten so far is, it's expensive. Let me think about it. I don't know if I could do it monthly. Just certain things like that. But then I've come back and say, okay, so you go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a coffee and a bagel. That's $5 all day long.
Exactly.
That is going to make you gain weight versus the Shakeology that I've had good results on. So that's kind of where I break it down for them. But, I still get it.
Yeah, we're all going to get it. It's just we need to remember how to handle it. And I listened to I don't know if any of you have Netflix, but if you you might want to write this down. It's awesome. It's an hour long. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's on Netflix. It's called Food Matters. My goodness, watch that, and you'll have no problem with watching Shay Stanford's. I think it's Sanford, not Stanford. Shay's YouTube video and watch Food Matters. You'll have no problem justifying the cost of Shakeology to them. And I'm telling you, those are eye-opening for me. Food Matters, my success partner she told me to watch it, and I was like, whoa, it's a great, there's a lot of information in there about our food and how it's just not the same as it used to be years ago, and all this process and food that we consume and how cancer is related and the drug companies are related. Shay Sanford used to be a pharmaceutical rep, so she goes into all that too. How unfortunately, the doctors are really, in the pharmaceutical companies are really controlling a lot of what's going on with medicine and not eating properly, really, and not suggesting all natural foods versus, put you on meds right away, and they're putting a Band-Aid on a lot of things versus eating healthy. Eating healthy, feeding your body properly is really the key to being healthy. So it's really interesting. I would definitely, when you get a chance, put that on your to-do list. Those are great, great tools. They're going to give you a lot of information. I don't know if any of you are like nutritionists or anything like that. Are any of you into that? No? So they will be helpful. I'm not either, but I do know a little bit about, about proper nutrition and stuff, but this will give you a really great understanding. So somebody mentioned they wanted me to go over a power hour, because I don't know if anybody's been on Shane's power hour. Has anybody seen it? Anybody? But I'm going to go over my typical power hour, like I may do a little bit more, but I'm going to keep it kind of brief for you guys because you are new. So like you break it down into an hour, and you could even set a timer for each specific thing that you're going to do. And obviously the most time is going to be spent on personally inviting people. But the way I start off my power hour is I start with friend requesting. I'm going to back it up. So basically what I do is I delete anybody that didn't accept my friend request from the prior day. So I always do 5 to 7 a day. So I go into my activity log, and if you guys aren't, just stop me if you don't know, because we have a small group. I could totally tell you how to do this on Facebook. So I go into my activity log, and I go to friends, and I could see exactly who I friended the day before. And I do this very regularly, so it's very easy. I just go ahead and I delete whoever didn't accept me from the day before. I don't wait 2 days. I do it every single day. So I delete the people that didn't, and I jot down the people that did, or you're going to see them that they did, but I still write down their names. And then I go ahead and I friend request 5 to 7 more. Now the people that did accept, I start forming with, right? We start talking about family, occupation, just start chatting with them. It never has to come to Beachbody. We're just trying to create a relationship. This is a relationship business. We want to start creating relationships. So this way they start watching you on Facebook. They're going to see that you're going to start being curious what you're doing. Then they may even reach out to you. Then down the road, you could always invite them because you created a relationship with them. You already had an established relationship. But so I do that. So I form with the people that accepted me. And you find something on their page, just a common whatever. You have common friends. You already know because you already friend request them because you do have mutual friends. So that's easiest. Or if they live in the same town as you, or you see that they know so-and-so. Oh, I know this one. She's awesome. How do you know her? Blah, blah, blah. I know her through whatever. That's pretty much how I start things. And then you are going to, when you have now this takes time, right? Because inviting, you just might not have what you need to form with people first, I usually say, unless you're doing a cold invite, which I started doing, which works too. And I do that in live chat a lot. I have a script, and I kind of, I cold invite anybody that's on live chat. We did this in a power hour with Shane because another coach on another team was doing it and was very successful with it. It's kind of cool. And you just, I basically say it's a copy and paste. So it's so fast and so easy. So I just basically say, I don't know if this is going to, hey, I write, hey there, because I don't want to screw up with the names, because if you mess up with that, that's horrible because it's a copy and paste. So if you say, hey there, it's kind of easier than changing their name each time. So I say, hey there, I don't know. I don't want to bother you. I hope I'm not bothering you, but I don't know if this would interest you, blah, blah, blah. And I talk about possible, like a challenge group that I'm running. And then if they would like any more information, if they're interested in, they like information. And then what I do with that, if they say yes, then I start forming with them. And I don't do it on the same day. So when they say yes, I wait for the next day and I start forming with them. I don't do it that day. It's kind of like, because I feel like if you do it immediately, because we get so really excited when people say yes. And this is pretty cool because you get a lot of yeses. So it's a great cold invites. I never agreed with them until I tried it. And it's really kind of cool. And a lot of times I did have a conversation with that person prior because I already accepted they accepted my friend request and I started a little bit of forming. So it's not totally random that I don't even know this person. I'm just thrown out, but you can, if you think about it, what's the difference? You're running something and you're inviting them. So I wait until the next day because I feel like if I jump on it, they're going to be like, oh, she's kind of like, desperate or stalking me or weirdish, So I wait until the very next day when I do my power hour again, and that's somebody that I would follow up with. And I say before I say, hey, I'm excited that you're interested in doing my, interested in getting information about my challenge group. But before I send you any information, are you currently doing any fitness, or do you have any goals? And I start forming with them about their fitness, because you're already bypassed the family and all that because they already agreed they were interested in some kind of boot camp or challenge group or whatever you're offering. So that's really a cool way to start, funneling people into to talking with them, because I'll tell you, you go into live chat because they're going to get it immediately. It's really, really cool. So in Wild Impact Lab, there are cold scripts. So, and if you can't find them, I will let me know and I'll post one of mine up for you. Keep them short and brief, but there are a lot of samples in there. And are you guys all in Wild Impact Lab? Yeah. They should be in the files under cold, I think it's like cold invites or something like that. And you just want to save them to wherever you save your information, whether you use Google Doc or whatever. I just started using TeamZ. Is anybody familiar with that? No, you guys are new, but it's specifically made for Beachbody coaches, and it's a program that actually my power hour is amazing right now. I just can't even believe how easy it is. But once you get going with the business, you might even want to write it down. TeamZ, it's Team ZY, and you could YouTube it. And it's free for the first month, and then it costs $30 a month. But I'll tell you something, for $30 a month for me right now, to keep me organized, I don't have a million lists anymore. Everything's in there. You copy and paste everything into TeamZ. You watch the video, and that'll explain so much about how it works. It's absolutely amazing. So, so then you can, in your power hour too, you can, invite to the business opportunity. I always try to do at least one business invite a day. Again, people that you're talking to, people that you think that this business may help in any way of their life, whether they need to get on their journey, or they need support, or they need income, or they like helping people, or whatever it may be. That this business could be for so many people. So always try to keep inviting to the business opportunity, because that's going to grow. That's going to make your business grow too. So you're helping somebody financially, as well as, as you're building your team. So that's pretty much it. I would keep my power hour to that for now. And because you guys are new, that's perfect. That's all you need. And you just figure a number, whatever you want to do, whether you want to invite 3 people a day. If you do your number 3, 3, and 3, 3 forms, 3 friend requests, I would keep the friend requests up there. I would keep it to 5 to 7 because not everybody's going to accept. But you're going to keep, if you do this consistently, I guarantee you within like 2 weeks, you're going to be like, whoa, I got a lot of people to talk to. And your BAT is going to be very, very important. Your business activity tracker. Are you guys familiar with the BAT? Are you using a BAT? That any kind of tracking method, whatever works for you, just make sure you start using it because you don't want to miss people. You don't want to forget people. You don't want to, you want to stay as organized as you possibly can. And that BAT is going to help you, and it's going to show you every day, like I did this, I did this, I did this. It's just kind of like a checklist of like, okay, this is what I need to do. These are most important things. Inviting is the most crucial, friend requesting, all those things that I went through on the Power Hour. Those are all at the minimum. That's what you want to do. So that's really it for Power Hour. It's already 9 o'clock. Anybody have any questions? We went go so fast. On Power Hour or anything like that? I'm going to challenge you guys to try doing those cold invites, just a couple, and see what happens. Do you know what I mean in live chat when people are actually on? You could see in your right-hand corner of Facebook, and then just go and find the cold invite and find one that you like. And if you don't find one, let me know if you're interested in trying it, and I'll help you with that. And I'll post it in the group. Okay? And that way you're going to be totally funneling lots of people all the time. Okay, guys? Any questions? No? All right. Well, thank you for getting on this call. And if you want to get on to Wild Impact's call with Jackie Sanchez is doing it on consistency. And she's awesome. So I would highly recommend you getting on our team call now. Just the link is in Wild Impact if you want to get on. Okay, guys? Have a great night. And just remember, any questions, just don't hesitate to reach out in the challenge group. In the team. Help me out.
Coach Basics.
The Coach Basics group. I'm so tired. All right. I should have stopped recording before okay, guys, have a good night.
All right, bye.